Didn't turn it on.
Pardon me?
Yeah, turn the mic on.
So it just,
Yeah, just, yeah. You got yours on?
He said it's going on now. It's going to mute this. We'll have to get that down to the camera.
This thing. Can you hear me? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's call to order the Pontiac Zoning Board of Appeals, March 18th, 2024. It is now
6:34 p.m.
6:34 p.m. Roll call.
Board Member May,
present.
Board Member Harris Ford,
Present.
Vice Chair Kirkendall,
Here.
Board Member Bueno. Here. Board Member Burke.
Here.
Board Member Anderson. Here. Thank you. There are no official communications from the staff at this time.
All right. The minutes for review from December the 18th, 2023. Are those meetings in the packet? I didn't see them.
Yes, ma'am, they are. Page should be on the first page
Okay.
after the agenda.
Cut your mic on, Carlos.
I was marked absent. I had called in, so I don't know if there's a difference between excused absence or absent. We did before, so,
We'll differentiate it. We'll make that difference.
but other than that, just no other comments.
Second, Burke.
Roll call.
May,
Yes.
Harris Ford,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kirkendall,
Yes.
Bueno,
Yes,
Burke,
Yes.
Anderson. Motion
Okay.
pass.
Motion passed. All right, do we have any old business?
No old business at this time.
All right, we'll begin with number 7 with new business. Justin, go ahead.
All right. So today we are meeting with the applicant here, Mr. Basman Hajar, address 140 East Huron Street, parcel ID 14283060020. So Mr. Hajar is requesting a 3-foot setback in the rear yard for a building addition. The applicant is seeking a variance to add an addition for a small restaurant, which is 564 square feet at the rear of the existing liquor store. To accommodate this addition, Mr. Hajar is requesting a variance to reduce the required setback from 20 feet to 3 feet. And these are 2 images here that we happen to have. The one on the left is the zoning map here. The blue highlighted region is the liquor store. And to the right here is an aerial image of the liquor store itself. Unfortunately, I don't have the pointer, I'm sorry. So a little bit of background information here from the applicant. The site is between Mechanic and Union Street.
that's,
Oh, excuse me, 8050 Baldwin. Oops, excuse me. 140 East Huron Street is what we're referring to. Yes.
That's the other property, man.
Okay.
Go up one.
Right, yeah.
Is it just the image?
That's where you want to put the restaurant.
Yeah,
Just the image.
that's the wrong slide.
Yeah, that's the wrong picture.
That,
Okay. All
that's,
right.
that's Baldwin's, the Baldwin.
Okay, yeah, Big Daddy's Liquor Store, apologies. So the wrong image, but the information to the right here is still the same. The site is between Mechanic and Union Street off East Huron Street, just east of downtown Pontiac. Specifically, Mr. Jar is requesting a variance to decrease the mandatory rear setback from 20 feet to 3 feet. And the applicant's challenge stems from increasing requests for specific food services from clientele. Establishing a commercial kitchen will facilitate meeting this demand. Here we go. It's another image here. To the left, we happen to have a street view of the location. And to the right, in the red highlighted area, that is the proposed addition to the existing liquor store. So I'm not going to go over each and every single one of these 7 standards, but we would like to highlight that it is a non-use variance. Compliance with the strict letter of the restrictions governing area setback, frontage, height, bulk, lot coverage, density, or other dimensional or construction standards will unreasonably prevent the owner from using the property for a permitted purpose or will render conformity with such restrictions unnecessary burdensome. A grant of the variance will do substantial justice to the applicant as well as to other property owners in the district, and a lesser will not give substantial relief to the applicant as well as be more consistent with justice to other property owners in the zoning district. And the plight of the applicant is due to the unique circumstances of the property. Would like to highlight the problem is not self-centered, and the spirit of this ordinance will be observed, public safety and welfare secured, and substantial justice done. So staff would like to highlight the analysis here of these applicants. The proposed expansion will bring the footprint of the building to within 3 feet of the rear property line. This is inconsistent with the appearance and character of the general vicinity, and approval of this variance will not be hazardous to neighboring properties. The property is adequately served by public facilities, including 3 street frontages and adequate utilities. This proposal for the ancillary use of a small restaurant addition will not increase the existing traffic or impact to surrounding property. While some restaurants may provide an off-site smell, because the addition is so small, this is not expected to have a noticeable impact on the surrounding properties. The proposed expansion does not appear to pose as a risk to public safety or welfare, and the fire department has reviewed the plans and did not raise any concerns about any access whatsoever. Staff would like to suggest here if the ZBA feels that the applicant's request meets the standards of approval, they may consider approval of the variance, and if the ZBA does not feel the applicant's request meets the standards of approval, they may consider denial of the variance. And I leave questions open.
Is the applicant here? Yes. Could you come to the podium and state your name and just give us a little bit more background on?
Okay, my name is Basman Hajjar. I'm the owner of Huron Liquor Shop. I've been in the business since 2003, so it's been like basically almost 21 years. We've seen some improvements. The city of Pontiac, they've been building a lot of new properties, with new apartments. So basically, we've been having a lot of people requesting that people that walk around or coming from the apartments to add a kitchen, because they ask for, let's say, hot food, sandwiches, and that's why we wanted to extend the building, build an addition, so we can have that service.
Okay. Thank you. Eileen, questions for the board? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, thank you. All right, I want to open up public comment for this address? Is there anyone in the public that has anything to say? Seeing none, close public hearing. All right, I turn to my board. Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, this store, is that store when you cross, Wire Track?
It's right on Woodward and M59.
Okay,
Please respond to all questions from a microphone.
Yes.
okay, what would, okay, okay, is that right down the street down here, that's what I'm saying?
It's right down the street.
Okay, when you turn into the street that's coming down here,
Yes.
okay, you on the, that going out, you on the right-hand side?
You know where the mobile gas station is?
Yeah, okay.
We're right next to it.
Okay, I got your stuff. You guys confused me and stuff. Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, we approved the sign for you guys at one time there and stuff when you guys first got, so okay then, yeah, yeah, how far is this gonna come out, right, probably where those other parking things are gonna be, a smaller space out there or something?
The extension will be right behind the building.
Well, behind the building?
Behind the building.
Okay. Okay, so you have all your parking spots still left? I
Yes.
think. Okay, then. I don't think it's nothing back there but brush or something like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
I have a question. So, yes, I have a question. So behind you, are there any plans for anyone building anything back there? I know it's nothing back there, but do you know of any plans or anything?
Plants, there is like trees.
Yeah, for anybody to build or anything back that way?
I mean, beside the trees, and there is like an empty lot.
Right.
That's
Okay.
about it, yes.
Okay, so no plans. Okay,
City staff can confirm we don't have any applications pending for that location.
okay, cool.
Just out of curiosity, was it not feasible to build on the, I guess, on the west side of the building? So if we're looking at that diagram to the left, you're doing on the bottom, like the southern side?
Okay. We'll be like, you know, from this side, like looking at at this picture. We'll be like from this side,
Say that one more
like
time.
right behind the building. You
Yeah, I
see
know,
where that
where you're saying is right
Yes.
behind it, but was it not feasible to go to the side of the building at all?
To the side, no, nothing on the side.
Was it not a possibility to build there, just because of the setback requirements? I was just asking if you had explored any other options, or was just the rear?
Okay, he's our architect, and he
Okay.
can explain to you
Okay,
more.
thank you, I'm sorry.
Might be sewer water.
Can you state your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Larry Marogi. I prepared this, I'm a civil engineer. I prepared this plan. My architect, and I did the site plan. If we put it on this side, on the east side, we will, it will be behind our, the bar, the countertop. If we put it on the other side, to the west, we have to cross the backyard. So all the storage is there. So this will not work. We cannot bring people there. People cannot cross the countertop to the kitchen. And people cannot even, we cannot do anything for that. So this is the best place for us.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Carlos?
I know this is the beginning stages of it, but I'm assuming you're gonna have fryers and ovens. Do you know what kind of equipment you're gonna have on the roof? What type of noise and smoke or smell coming from it?
We will have all the requirement appliances as far as ovens, fryers, and it's all like licensed. It's going to be all from a licensed place.
I understand that part, but presumably the exhaust from the kitchen, because you have neighborhood behind you, you have neighborhood to the west of you, it's going to cause smells, noise. I don't know what your hours of operation, the exhaust fans running or anything like that.
Yes, I think we will.
After we have a list of equipment in the floor plan, and there will be a hood for that, and this hood will be very silent for the exhaust fan works. And I think if you approve this, we will work on mechanical plan, and all the, as I said, the equipments are silent.
Thank you. Question to staff, is that part of the, is this going to planning?
So it's, sorry, did you want to answer? So I don't believe it's going to be going to the planning commission, but they will be required to get zoning approval. It'll be an administrative plan. It'll be routed out to engineering. Everyone will be looking at it from that angle. In addition to that, they will be required to get building permits for all this new work.
Will the equipment be reviewed?
I believe as part of the building permit process, that's when they will be looking at all the equipment inside.
And noise and all that stuff that it might generate?
Yes, yep.
He's saying that it will be quiet, so.
Yep, that will all be looked at during zoning and building permit review.
Ms. Ford?
My question is, will this be carry out? Are your customers going to be entering in the front of your store, going to the back where the kitchen is, or are you going to have a separate entrance for the people that come in to get your carry out, but to get your food?
Yeah, it will be the same entrance.
They'll be using the same entrance?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you're just building a kitchen for preparation, food preparation?
Yes.
And you have something inside of the store where people can order?
Yeah, we have a display there because they can look like they are buying something.
Oh, okay, and then you just prepare it in the kitchen
Yes.
that you are proposing to build?
And display it outside.
Oh, okay.
Not outside, but display it near one of the fridges.
Oh, okay, so there won't be any sitting down or any of that?
No.
Okay, thank you.
That's all the questions? Okay. I move to the board for a motion.
I move to approve the dimensional variance for a rear setback of 3 feet at 140 East Huron Street based on the findings of fact identified in the staff report.
Roll call, please.
May,
Yes.
Harris Ford,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kirkendall,
Yes.
Bueno, Burke, Anderson. Motion passes.
All right,
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
One thing, on the 59 going to you guys' store, there's a pothole on the other side here.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, Justin, you ready for case B?
Right.
Right. Because I couldn't see something on that one.
Okay. Thank you for your patience, everybody. So the next application we are going to be going through here is variance ZBA 24-002 from Mr. John Guma and Mr. Jason Kaji. Mr. Guma on behalf of the Guma Group and Mr. Kaji representing on behalf of Kaji Development are here on behalf of 805 Baldwin Avenue, parcel ID 20-135-016. And the request here is twofold, one for 0-foot setback in the side yard fronting on Merrimack, and the other for 4-foot 7-inch setback in the rear yard fronting on South Merrimack Street. So the applicants are seeking two variances for the subject property, 805 Baldwin Avenue, both who are looking to add a restaurant to an existing retail sales site for packaged alcoholic beverages and an office space for a tenant for tax services as well. And here we happen to have the location here, the zoning map, which shows the 805 Baldwin Avenue property site, and below is an aerial image here of that said site. Little bit of background here. The property is zoning C1 local business district and is required to maintain a 20-foot minimum setback from the rear lot line. The property in question is situated at the intersection of South Merrimack and Baldwin Avenue. Big Daddy's Party Store has been located on the site for the past 13 years and has been established in 2011 by owners, again, who happen to be Mr. Guma and Mr. Kaji. Recognizing the evolving needs of their customer base, the applicants aim to expand their offering by introducing hot food to complement their existing liquor selection. To facilitate this expansion, they require a rear addition for the necessary prep area. Additionally, there is a need for a side addition to accommodate a tax tenant who has been operating out of the building for several years as well. The property is unusual in that it has 3 street frontages, and the front lot line fronts along Baldwin Avenue, the side street lot line fronts along Merrimack Street, and the rear lot line front along South Merrimack Street. And here are 2 accurate images of the 805 Baldwin site. And we have another image here of the site plan highlighted in blue. The square here to the far left, the shaded square, rectangle, excuse me, is the proposed addition to the location. And we happen to go over the standards of approval already here, so we'll be proceeding to the analysis. The proposed expansion is consistent with other developments in the area, many of which have 0-foot side yard setbacks. The approval of this variance will not change the essential character of the area, which is already commercially oriented. Lastly, the property is adequately served by public facilities and does not pose a hazard to the neighborhood. And the requested rear yard setback appears to comply with the zoning ordinance's clear vision triangle. But this should be assessed by the city engineer during site plan review and made as a condition of approval. And to clarify here, when we're referring to the clear vision triangle, that's just us saying that buildings or other structures can't be put in the area where it's really important for others to see clearly. And the recommendation here, again, as we reiterated, is a 0-foot setback in the side yard fronting on Merrimack. Second variance is a 4-foot 7-inch setback in the rear yard fronting on South Merrimack Street. And again, staff recommends here that structure may be placed in the clear vision triangle as measured during the site plan review. If the ZBA feels that the applicant's request meets the standards of approval, they may consider approval of the variance. If the ZBA does not feel the applicant's request meets the standards of approval, they may consider denial of the variance. Any additional questions?
Is the applicant here? Hi, could you come to the podium and state your name, please?
Hi, good evening. My name is John Guma. My firm is responsible for preparing these drawings. I also have Mr. Kaji here, who's the owner of the liquor store. So pretty much similar to the previous applicant, we are looking to seek approval to accommodate the neighborhood with some small hot food items. And the reason to go to a 0-lot setback on the Merrimack side is to accommodate the tax guy that does he's been there for, how many years, Jay? 7 years, excuse me. And he helps out a lot of the local families there, the senior citizens, to help them with their tax returns and what have you. So he's a real asset to the business. The tax guy is, obviously, it's busy during like January through like April-ish. And then after that, it's just on an as-needed basis. But so it's not a full all-year-round tenant used space, but it will be designated strictly for the tax guy. So that's why we're looking for the side yard variance setback. And the rear is to accommodate the simple hot food selections, kitchen only and prep area, and it'd have a hot box in the front of the liquor store at the sales counter for customers to come and grab and go hot foods or prepped foods if they're called in earlier, if you're having an event. But the neighborhood is drastically changing since Jason took over 11 years ago. So, the neighborhood asked for some hot foods and bigger, better grocery selections. So it's time. It's time for him to upgrade the property. The building needs to be upgraded, and this is our opportunity to do it all as a whole for him. And Jason's here for any other input you want to put.
Good evening, Board.
Your name, please?
I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry, I didn't give you my name and number.
no, just your name. And
Oh, John Goma.
okay.
Hi, I'm Jason Kaji, owner of 805 Baldwin Avenue. So the business has been, I just want to give you a little brief background of the store. My father bought it back in '89, so I've been working there pretty much all my life. After he passed away, I took over in 2011. So from 2011 till now, I've kind of taken ground of the store. I've tried to keep up with it. I've maintained it as much as I could. But like John said, it's kind of time for a change. We got to keep up with the real world. A lot of people have been asking, obviously, about the hot food, especially with the changes we have in the area with the post office. We've got GFL, literally kind of down the street from us. We do have a lot of truck drivers that come in, ask for hot food. We have a taco truck that's outside that's tremendously busy, that can't even keep up. So I think this would be a great addition to the store. And if you have any other questions, I'm here for you. Like I said, I do my best over there. It's not perfect, but I've spent all my life here in Pontiac pretty much. I don't say I have ever lived here, but I was raised in Pontiac, so I know the ins and outs of a lot of the changes that have gone through the city. So this is it. Hopefully I can get your blessing to move forward and get this done, make this a better, nicer place for everybody, even though it is now. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I would like to open up public comment.
How you doing? My name is Raimundo Cedillo, and I actually live, that's my house, the white one.
Oh,
And
okay.
I found out about it through a paper that I got in the mail. I've lived in the neighborhood my whole life. This is my mom. She actually used to be a city inspector for the city of Pontiac and worked here and retired from here. I know Jason. I know his dad. Nice people. Only thing that I have a question about, really a lot of it, was that I had to find out about the dishing through a piece of paper. If you do some work at your neighbor and you think your neighbor might be a concern about it, you would let your neighbor know, hey, I plan on doing blah, 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 blah. And as far as I get the first person and this person, especially if they see the food truck making money, they're going to want to capitalize on that. The only problem I have with all of it is for one, is there going to be a rest? And they said there's not going to be seating, so there's no plan for a restroom, right? But right now, what I have an issue with before the food truck is people urinating on the other side of the facility, okay? Mm-hmm. And then another thing that I'm concerned about, which already is the partition between, right? Now, before we had some trees, which I was cool with cutting down, simply because a lot of leaves are coming in my yard anyways. Afterwards, I realized, but still, it's not all year round. I got a picture on my phone right now, at night last night, and lights going right in through my house. Right. And also, my other concern is that wall or that fence, that's where the garbage can should be, the dumpster, right? And also with the new food truck, which I've already stated to them, they're just adding, I got a picture right now what the trash looks like, right on top of the dumpster that's been blowing all down the neighborhood, right? Which when I moved in there 5 years ago, I did a cleanup when they did the free pickup. And actually somebody, because I ended up going to a board meeting, somebody picked up on it, and that's how, when you guys have been doing that cleanup, that's actually how it started. It's because I came there with the idea that people need cleanup and sometimes they don't have the ability to get to it, okay? So when I moved there 5 years ago, all right? Now I've been doing my best with that home, and I know that the facility needs to be done. That whole back falling down, creating, so I ain't, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, let's be real about what's real. And like I said, I know Jason, but to be honest with you, I talk more with his workers than I do with him, and I grew up there my whole life, for whatever set reason. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm a hard person to deal with. But all I know is I'm not gonna be cool, right, unless there's gonna be some facilities, because the wee-wees, right, I don't even know what to do, right? The police won't do nothing. My mom, when she lived there, the Save Plus parking lot, they got back there doing dumpster deliveries 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Boom, boom. We call, nobody does nothing, right? Now, some stuff happened at my work, and hopefully I don't retire, because if I retire, I'm gonna be bored. And if I'm gonna be bored, that's a whole nother story. But all I'm saying is, if anything goes down, right? Because the variance that you're talking about is some of it's gonna be right there by my yard. And where is the dumpster gonna go? These buildings are going all the way over there. Are they going in my side, where I have to see it? Is there gonna, and I know that the fence so far is grandfathered in from the building, but if the building is gonna be updated, then the partition needs to be updated. And where's the lights that are gonna be in the back? Are they gonna be facing towards me? How much are they gonna be in my privacy? How high is it gonna be? Is it gonna be that high, ran all the way back? Because if that case, are they gonna be able to, from their window, look into my windows with, you know, cameras certain whatever way? You know what I mean? We're really close to, I mean, we're not that far from the neighborhood. It's not like the other building where it's kind of, and it is commercial. I mean, there's a parking lot over there, there's a church over here, but, and actually, to be honest with you, there's an association, if anybody knew that. That's supposed to be for that lake. I don't know where the other 130 residents are, but this decision affects me personally. I know about the garbage trucks, man. She was mad because she was over there had to hear about all that garbage trucks. But he has nothing to do with the garbage trucks. I'm just saying, and he definitely don't have nothing to do with the bathrooms. But I know since the food truck's been there, it's been worse. And also, the food truck workers use the side of the building. So I don't know who's really worried about anybody using no facilities, right? And I'm trying not to go to jail. One time I had my kid in my hand, I heard my dog barking, I bust a corner, and the dude's literally looking right down the street. So I don't know what we do or how we go from there. But that's what I got going on. And then 2 days ago, not saying anything about these people, how they get their workers, but when we're dealing with vagrancies, I think it is, and then next thing I know, I hear people behind my house, because my house right there, so the people that are cleaning up the garbage poorly are drinking behind my house and having a party. And I talked to the Save Plus parking lot. I just don't know what to do, right? But anyways, that's I gotta say.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody saying yay or nay, but I know a nay, I'm not gonna be too happy. And that's how I feel. My voice my opinion.
All right, thank you.
And if I get to rebuttal, I'll rebuttal too. I don't know what nobody got to say about what I said.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, thank you. Anyone else for public comment?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Chris Conkle. I'm with Corrigan Mechanical Contractors. I'm assisting these gentlemen in their endeavor. From the previous speaker, a lot of this stuff is set in stone as far as the garbage for everything. But if you look at the side of the building, when they bring it out, they're going to upgrade the side and the back. And I believe the owner will address the fence issue. Any kind of lighting could be shrouded, which he'll work with the local people to make sure there's the lighting doesn't get in their area. But as far as the garbage and everything, that's basically out of their control. He'll try to change it. And then when they bring in the new business and the cooking, that might take away the possibly the food truck, maybe to render that, slow that down as far as people using the facilities on the side. But he has attempted to a lot of times to try to curb the issues with the people around. But as you know as well as I do, it happens. That's about it. It's going to upgrade everything. It's going to look better. Like I said, the fencing, and then the trash dispenser will be relocated correctly through the planning, and it would be approved via planning and zoning. So that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll close public comment. Look to the board for any questions. Go ahead, Ms. May.
Question. So in the back of the building here, that's where you want to expand a little bit for the food to be cooked.
Yeah, may I approach and show you exactly? Okay.
This area right here.
That area right there. Okay, so that way, then you're gonna have to tear all that down, do all of that over.
Correct.
In the back.
Correct.
So with the fence, you say
The fence will be gone. It'll be like a load-bearing wall is what it would be. I'm sorry? A masonry wall, which we won't have in the future, obviously, any fence falling over or any of that sort. There'll be no fence back there besides, obviously, the garbage, whatever planning approves, to kind of put blocks around there.
Okay, and so the lights.
And I'm sorry, ma'am. And then obviously the lighting outside will all be upgraded. I did not know this was an issue. We've talked about a lot of things, and he did tell me a couple different times we've had issues with people urinating. I do my best. My employees do their best. I don't see them often because I'm normally in the back working. Back end stuff, so that's why he talks to my employees more often. But like I said, I didn't know the lighting was an issue. We've had conversations with the trash. I take care of the trash as much as I could. I have people, and he can probably vouch to it, that people just come and dump their trash in our container. We have no control. I just got to wait for the garbage truck to come in and clean it. There's only so much I can do. We've installed 4 new cameras outside of the facility to make sure we can control this issue. I've asked for Oakland County Sheriff's Office to do extra patrol in and around. I've talked to Captain Ewing about it, and he's, they do what they could when they could. They're busy, and so. Like I said, the lighting will be an improvement. The back of the building will be an improvement. And so on.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Ms. Ford.
This question is to Mr. Curry. Justin, we're only here tonight to approve the setbacks. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
We're not here to monitor how they're going to do what they're going to do. That's planning?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Carlos?
To be frank, this has been a troubled site for a long time.
I'm sorry?
It's a troubled site for a long time.
Could you use your microphone, please?
It's been a troubled site for a long time regarding the appearance, especially from the back. And unlike the other case we heard earlier, you have residents behind you, and it's the Merrimack is the entrance to that part of the neighborhood. There's a lot of issues on this site. There's a big drop in grade from Baldwin to down to Merrimack before you turn. I know you said the stockade fence is going, you're going to put a masonry fence up.
Yeah, I can have John address.
But there's a lot of things going on, just, and this is a large expansion, both on zero setback on the side and almost zero on the rear. Sometimes I think this one should have maybe gone to planning first, but to see what the overall appearance is, because there's a lot on the rear of your building that affects the people here. The other item is, and those not your issue, but there's a lot of homeless in the area, and now that you're going to be doing food, your dumpsters and to be prime location to get food that they might be looking for. More problems for the area. Didn't have a plan of the floor plan of what the operation was on the inside and how it's a fairly large addition for a kitchen only. So I don't know what the layout of the store is on the inside and how this is going to work out, but my opinion was just kind of excessive request. That's all. Thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may respond to some of those.
Yes.
All right, so in terms of having planning review it first, the applicant did meet with city staff, and we did have the engineering team, fire team. They were all there and they looked at the plans. They're aware of the plans, but it was felt at that discussion that since so much was riding on these variances before proceeding with any in-depth review or any planning review, the applicant wanted to come to this board and secure the variances first. So that's the reasoning for that. And then in addition to that, I believe there's also a tax service in addition to a kitchen. So that's the reason for the size of the expansion. There's an extra space for a tax service in addition to the kitchen.
Let me go to Ms. Burke. Ms. Burke?
No questions.
Okay, Ms. Ford?
With the addition, is there going to be enough parking?
Yes.
If you're going to have you said you're just doing a kitchen, you're not doing a full-blown restaurant.
No, we're just doing pretty much a carry-out, a kitchen carry-out. It's a prep kitchen. You come in there, to-go boxes, and you're on your way. We have plenty of parking right now as it is. We are actually way over parking, but no dining, no seating. It's strictly carry-out. You come in. We have a large selection. Pick what you want, and you're on your way.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Anderson?
This is something, you mean, we can send it to planning to see about, working out something with them like we used to do with the homeowner, that it'd be okay or something like that?
I'm not sure if that's how it's been done in the past prior to me and Mark, but generally the process is you get your variances secured first, and then you go for planning approval. That's the process we're hoping for.
So there is still a big hurdle after your decision today. So
I would say all we're doing is approving the variances, and the rest of it is up to planning. So we approve the variances with the, how do we use to add an appendix to that? Add conditions.
We will approve on conditions.
On conditions.
On a staff level.
Right.
Yes.
Right, that's the way we have
After
to.
these variances have been approved.
Right.
Or denied.
Well, you have to give me a paper that says that. This one don't say conditional.
We did add a condition to our presentation, if you want to go to that page. Just due to the issue of the fact that the building is so close to that intersection, we want to make sure that the engineer reviews that intersection to ensure the clear vision triangle is maintained. We've done a review ourselves and believe it is, but just as extra protection, as a condition of approval, staff is recommending that you add structure may not be placed in clear vision triangle as measured during site plan review.
And can we send something to the planning that when they get up there with these other problems that they have over there? With the wall, lightings, all this stuff?
So staff does believe in terms, so the conditions must be directly applicable to the variance that they're seeking. So in terms of lighting, you could add a condition that the expanded area may not have any lighting, that's not shielded, must be downward facing, may not spill over onto adjacent property, things like that to protect the neighbor. We looked into the bathrooms issue. As long as there isn't any seating on site, the building code does not require bathrooms, and you cannot require anything in excess of that. But in terms of lighting, we do believe that's an area where the board has some leeway.
Okay, you have dimensional variance, approved dimensional variance right here. You don't have anything to do, say anything about conditional. So we would have to, Mr. Brainer would have to put that in there, right?
So the board would only be approving the variances today, and the staff later would be approving the conditions.
Okay. Okay then, well, that's about it.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, I move to the board for a motion, please.
I will. I'll make the motion.
Go ahead, please.
Yep. Burke. I move to approve the dimensional variance at 805 Baldwin Avenue for a side and rear yard based on the findings of fact in the staff report. So that would be for the side and the rear variance approval.
I second.
Roll call, please.
May,
Yes.
Harris Ford,
No.
Vice Chair Kirkendall,
Yes.
No.
Burke,
Yes.
Anderson.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Next case, please, Justin.
Thank you very much.
All right, if everyone's ready, I'm going to begin. So our final case today is a use variance request. And just to be clear, because use variances are handled a little differently than dimensional variances, since it is a use variance, it'll require a 2/3 majority vote approval. So we will need 5 votes in favor for this application to be approved. So today's request is the applicant is Melissa Vickers and Grace and Peace Community Church. The request is for 451 West Connett Road and is to allow for a child care center in an R1 zoning district. The applicant and Grace and Peace Community Church are making this request because they desire a child care facility in the church so that they can provide daycare services to the congregations that share the building. They have adequate space and resources to provide this service and would like to offer it to the general public as well. The applicant believes this location is ideal because it is situated across from Alcott Elementary School. They intend to take advantage of this relationship by offering latchkey programs before and after school. The center will be called the Rainbow Zone Child Care Center, and the applicant plans to operate weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and during church services on Sunday. The center will serve children ages 6 weeks to 12 years of age. And lastly, a variance is being requested because this proposal establishes a second principal use on the site and is not considered accessory to the church due to the fact that it'll be open to the general public. So I want to elaborate on that point. If they were just serving members of the congregation, it would be considered accessory to the church and it would be permitted by right. Because they're opening it up to the general public, it's considered a secondary use of the site. It's considered a commercial use, and for that reason, they need a variance from this body since they are residentially zoned. This gives you an idea of where it sits in the zoning ordinance. It's the property, it's kind of the irregularly shaped property outlined in red. That yellow color is single-family residential, so you can see it sits well within a residentially zoned area. That kind of green to the north That's multifamily residential. There's an apartment complex up there. There's also that kind of pinkish color, that's a C0 office. And then that deep red, kind of to the southwest, and then also down Kennett Road a little to the east, that's a commercial district. But in general, you can see it's a single-family residential area. Excuse me. That very large parcel to the south that's also zoned R1, I believe that's an undeveloped lot. It's mostly forest. And this is an aerial of the site, just kind of what I was talking about already. You can see once placed in context, it makes sense why it's zoned R1. It's servicing that neighborhood around it. These are some photos I took today, looking southwest from West Kennett Street. This is the existing church. And this is from the parking lot, looking southeast. As an overview, the subject parcel is situated along the south side of West Kennett between Telegraph and Baldwin. In general, the immediate area is zoned and used primarily for residential. There are no major commercial or any industrially zoned or utilized parcels in the area. Directly to the south of the subject parcel is undeveloped and forested land. The property was developed as a religious institution, which is permitted by right in the R1 zoning district. Child care centers, however, are considered commercial uses and are not permitted in this district. The applicant is proposing to operate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The property is equipped with an outdoor play area, and the church, as designed, has adequate drop-off and pickup space per state law. And so on that point, our zoning ordinance has 6 specific requirements for child care centers. Reviewing these, we find that the property either meets or is likely to meet all of them. So the first requirement is that the facility must be located in a building harmonious with the predominant type of building in the area. The building has been existing for a long time, and it fits within the neighborhood very well. 2, the child care center may not operate for more than 16 hours a day or between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. They're proposing to operate from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 3, the applicant is required to secure all necessary licenses from the state. This will be checked when the applicant applies for their use approval. An outdoor play area with a minimum area of 1,200 square feet shall be provided. There is an outdoor play area provided by the church, and it's already existing. 5, an adequate area for employee parking and for drop-off and pickup of children must be provided. The existing church, as designed, already has more than enough parking and has a pickup and drop-off area. And then lastly, the center must be located on a type A or B street, and West Kennett is type B. This is kind of a faraway shot of the play area I took earlier today. And then I won't read through all of these because you're familiar with them by this point, but these are your 7 standards for approval. And on those points, staff found that child care centers are common supplemental services offered by religious institutions, and prohibiting this church from offering it would unduly limit their return on investment. The property is ideally suited for the proposed use, and the existing church on site is well suited to offer child care services. The essential character of the area is residential and will not be altered. The property is already utilized as a church, and there's an elementary school across the street. Approval of this variance will serve the spirit of the ordinance by keeping the property compliant with the intent of the R1 zoning district. And lastly, in general, this request does not create an issue that is hazardous, disturbing, or injurious to other properties in the neighborhood, and in general, follows the character of the neighborhood. And there's staff's recommendation and recommended motions. And that's it for my presentation.
If the applicant's here, could you please come to the podium and state your name?
Hi, Melissa Vickers.
Reverend Rosalind Green.
Selena Oski.
Okay, Ms. Vickers, you just want to give us a little bit background on what's the excitement about opening the daycare?
Okay, so we have, actually in the building, there's 2 churches that exist in the building. So this is Pastor Green, and then we have Pastor Vickers here. So we are already doing things in the community. Across the street, like he said, there's a school, Elcott Elementary. I went over there, we introduced ourselves. We've been there for a few years. And we've been working on getting everything ready for a few months. I introduced myself to them. I talked to quite a few of the workers, and this is something everybody's badly saying they need. They don't have the before program, before latchkey, and then they have after school. They do have a program in their school, but it's not for the whole school. It's only for 3rd and 4th grade. So I figured this would be something nice if we did the morning before, and then we did the after school, and then we opened up the daycare, plenty of room. We have an area set to do it. It helps with the community. When we do things in the community, family and friends, just different things, it's so many people that's just out there, and it's so many apartments over there, and there's no daycare in that area. And I do know a few daycares in the Pontiac location or whatever, they have like waiting lists. So we just trying to make sure we have something for our kids to do, especially when school let out. We want to be ready to go with this and have a daycare set up so the parents can have somewhere to take the kids.
I'm speaking on behalf of Grace and Peace Church. We own the building, and one of the pictures that you didn't take today was the side, the little white shed-like. Well, right next to that is the fenced area where the children would play, not necessarily on the other side, because they do have to have a fenced area. Just to give you a little history, Grace and Peace is an older church, and it says Grace and Peace Community Church because there was 3 to 4 other churches in Pontiac that came together to make one church. It is an aging church, but we're also trying to grow in the community. There is a great need. Now, we meet at 10:30, and we are a multicultural denomination. So we try to meet the needs of everyone. I've also been across the street, and the school uses access to our building for emergency situations. So we have been connected all along. We've had programs not this extensive before that we have run, but the leaders did pass away, and we haven't been able to get someone to pick that up. So this is a great opportunity, not only for the church, but for the school, because there are a lot of people, they use our yard, driveway, to pick their kids up, so they may as well come across and let them stay until they get off of work for, seriously. Plus, having this type of facility where they're going to have trained, licensed people, I think would be a great advantage for the congregation and for the city.
Thank you, Pastor. Hi, board. My name is Selena, and I'm actually from the older part of Grace and Peace. So these are our current congregation with us right now. But I actually was a kid that attended the daycare centers many years ago, 20 years ago, when we did have an establishment going on at the time. I don't know if it was set up properly the way we're trying to get it now. But when I was a kid, I really loved that program. And seeing your older leaders pass away, you need people to guide you in life. And these people have always done that in this church. And that's why I'm here today, because watching that center die and not having adults to guide all those children, you see what happens. And then I know that God did bring me here in this moment to voice this to you guys, because is there anybody else here to tell you that I was a kid that went to that church for years, and then that, that center died down, our leaders died down, but we have to rebirth it, you guys, and one day, when you all are not here, I'm gonna have to have people and those children sit in your seats. So I hope you guys do approve it, and that we can get more people into the church and have a lot more better presence on this earth.
Any more for public comment? Come to the podium, please.
Hello, my name's Rosalba, and I'm a mom, so I know how hard it is to have a daycare and be on a wait list. It's kind of scary. You have to be 8 months in advance to try to get into a daycare. So I think that would be amazing if they opened it up for a daycare, and especially in the Pontiac area, because I live in the Pontiac area, and it's hard sometimes to drive far distance to take my kid to daycare. So I think that would be good for the community.
Thank you. Yes, you can. Please just state your name, please.
Yes, I am Michael Vickers. And another thing that I wanted to point out is we're a what's the word I'm looking for? We're I won't say low income, but I want to be careful how I say it. But we're not a high priced daycare, so we want to make it available for the people in that area and meet whatever needs that we can, so that we can. And I'm not a mom, but I understand with single moms how hard it is sometimes to daycare expenses and all of these kind of things. So we are trying to build something that's great for the community, and that community, I think, will benefit from our services. That's all.
Thank you. Seeing no one else on public comment, we'll close public comment, and I'll yield to the board. I'll start with you, Ms. May.
Actually, when I was reading it in here, I was glad you brought it up about the ability to be able to pay for child care, because child care is so expensive these days, and it's like you working to pay for child care. So it's like, do I go to work or do I stay home? So I like, the idea that you all are going to do that, plan to have more affordable daycare, because it's hard out here, and people have to work. You have to work to eat. And then sometimes you work, some people, money just goes straight to all daycare. So that would be a good thing, to be able to have affordable child care.
Ms. Ford?
Thank you for coming in, and I think that is a wonderful idea. My only question is that making it affordable, will that financially afford you the opportunity to provide the education, part of the daycare for the children, or will you get some state assistance to help you?
We will have state assistance too. We're going to be accepting DHS, and we already have a teacher that's coming aboard, so we can have a training part. So it can be affordable, but one reason that we're not trying to get rich, I actually set it at a set amount, how many kids we're going to have, and everything's in a budget. So it will work out to where we can move forward and not worry about money.
Oh, okay. That's my only question.
And also on that point, we got school teachers who are volunteers who just want to be a part of it, not looking for a lot of money or anything like that. So that's where I think we've done a good job, is surrounding ourselves with people who want to volunteer their expertise in order for us to make this affordable and make it happen.
Mr. Anderson?
You could tell the pastors when they're speaking here. I just want to say that I used to live on Leanne Lane, Walter Park Manor over there, not too far from where they have now. And we had our kids, and we had to take Cammy over to the Church of the Nazarene to get daycare and stuff, and we both was working and stuff. So we had to that's a good piece across town. But that's why I say a church is the church is the village which raised our kids. The church is the village. And if church is to go to get daycare, you're not only just getting daycare, you're getting some spiritual thing there too. And guidance. That's what a lot of kids don't have. And over there now is nothing but lower income or medium income parents with kids over there where we left. The place is full of that over there. So they'll be feeling the need, and I see they have enough room to do all that kind of stuff, and a service to the community and stuff. And I think that will be fantastic, especially for that area.
Thank you. Ms. Burke?
Not a question, just a comment. It would have been easy to keep it just within the church and not have to go through all of this. So thank you for looking to expand it, include your community.
Mr. Bruno?
Question for staff.
Yes.
I know there's several levels of childcare levels for license. Do we need to mention that in our motion to approve this? Of
Nope.
what type of childcare, because there's different amounts of kids.
Right, so it's not necessary. So there's like state licensed residential facilities for 6 or under, 7 or more, but they're going specifically for a child care center, which is a specific use in our ordinance, and that's all you need to say.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I move to the board for a recommendation.
I move to approve the use variance for a child care center at 451 Kenneth Road based on the findings of fact identified in the staff report.
Support.
Roll call.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
May,
Yes.
Harris Ford,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kirkendall,
Yes.
Bueno,
Yes.
Burke, Anderson.
Let me see here. I have to let the Lord lead me. Yes.
I'm happy to report motion passes 6-0. Congratulations.
I lost my agenda, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Where my agenda at? Oh, let me see the page. I'm sorry. Oh,
My mother would have slapped you side the
Okay.
head. Don't stop that. There it is.
I would like to open public comment. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Seeing none, public comment is closed. Do we have any miscellaneous, Justin?
No miscellaneous.
No, we don't. Do we have any we need water when we come in here.
Any staff communications?
We need water when we come in here. We get thirsty like the council.
We will definitely work on the bottled water for your convenience,
Amen,
Mr.
brother.
Anderson. Sorry.
Bless your heart.
So staff would like to acknowledge the board members who were able to attend the ZBA training. Thank you very much. I do happen to have certificates and ZBA booklets at your disposal here for you. So other than that, we will see you next ZBA meeting, April 15th.
And I would like to add, I'll just add real quick for the master plan update, the planning commission and planning staff are looking forward to getting started on the master plan this year. So we've sent out an RFP and we are soliciting requests from different firms at this time. And we will report back once a firm is selected. That'll be for the city's master plan update.
Okay, go ahead, Carlos.
Two things. Great about the master plan. I haven't heard that in years here on this board about following the master plan and updating and improving it. I think we mentioned this, at least I've mentioned it once before. When we have plans, you can't read them. Because they're scanned small or poor. Your scanner is either poor or real small. When you try to blow it up, you can't read any of the dimensions or any information mostly on the plan, especially if they're detailed. They used to furnish a set of plans or a bigger set of plans than days that you can read, but I know before it was mentioned that you had a bad scanner or not a top quality scanner.
Yeah.
But
And bigger pictures too. They had bigger pictures and like this, we have bigger pictures and this bigger what you call it, blueprints. They were larger where you could actually see and read what it,
Yeah,
you
they
didn't
were.
have to strain to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even when you blow them up, when you blow them up, they get blurry, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
So I think we'll try some different things, but one thing we might do is push it more on applicants to provide us digital copies in that 24 by 36 size.
Yeah.
And then when we put it in the packet, it should look
There used to be
prettier.
an application that they had to furnish, I don't know now, but it used to be that they had, that was a long time ago before, everybody had iPads and everything like that, but it was part of the requirements to issue 7 or 8 sets
Yep.
of blueprints.
I got a question, Justin, and when like the situation with the guy at the Big Daddy store, I did not want it to be a tit for tat with the resident, but I just want to make sure that that when something is going on in any district, just to make sure that we're getting out the proper notice to the residents. Not saying that we didn't, but it would have been more than just one resident. It would have been a whole, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whatever his beef was with the people, he take it up with that. But I just don't want us to, we just here to do the variance.
Right.
Or the setbacks. That's all we here for.
Understood.
And the board did a really great job tonight of differentiating between what issues they could resolve and what issues they could not, so.
All right. Okay.
But they still have to go before planning, though, right?
Yes.
That's what we
Yes.
have to remember, they still
Have to go.
through our planning and all this stuff to approve it. What he was talking about, he should have been in planning, not in variance. We just put the variance, but they plan and they deal with all the details. And he probably did get a letter that close.
They probably what?
He did get a letter, like he said, he got a piece of paper.
Right.
Well, that's what he's supposed to do.
Right, that's what you're
And
supposed to
the
get.
other people in the
They
area.
got a piece of paper too, yeah.
We usually send out mailers a week and a half in advance to all the residents
good.
within a 300-foot radius,
Yeah,
something
that's
along
cool.
those lines.
The address and the variance request is published way before then as well.
Exactly.
Yep, it's found on our website. We also post it in the newspaper, and then we send out notices by mail directly to those residents within 500 feet.
Within 500 feet?
Yep, that's a recent change we made.
Oh, okay, because I thought it was just 300.
Yep, City Council sought to expand that for all public hearings. That change was made in December, and I think went into effect in March.
Do you note that with any information that you give us, that the notices went out such and such a day to persons within 500 feet? I mean, just a little, you know.
That's
Absolutely.
something staff can do moving forward. Yes.
That
Yeah,
way
not a
we'll
problem.
know that,
Okay.
yes, you did your due diligence to.
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I move for adjournment. Adjourned.
Right.
Have a good evening.
Oh, we have to